What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. This next episode, man, we need to break down what a demon is. See, a lot of people think that demons don't exist, they're not real. It's because people don't have an understanding of electromagnetic frequencies. They don't understand what light is. Light is consciousness. When you see the word enlightenment, the root word to enlightenment is light. Right? Energy is life. You couldn't exist, you wouldn't be a functioning human being if you didn't have energy. If you couldn't move your hands. If you couldn't think. It takes energy to do that. Energy is what makes you conscious. Okay? And the question is, where does energy come from? Now see, when we discuss energy, okay, we're talking about frequency ranges. Okay, you got etheric energy. That's the realm of true God. Then it breaks, I'm quite sure there's etheric realms all the way into light. Let there be light. That's when you get into the gamma rays, to the X-rays, to the ultraviolet rays, to the visible light spectrum. Then you get down to radio waves, microwaves, and beneath that. Okay, we're in between the demonic realm and the heavenly realm. We're at a crossroads as a human being. We got trapped into the physical. Now, if you study the Greeks, Zeus was an Olympian. He was the children of the, Zeus was a child of the Titans. Okay, Cronus, Titans. It was a war between the parents, who are the Titans, and their children, the Olympians. Okay? What happened was, the Olympians, the children to the Titans, defeated the parents, and then they made human beings out of their own parents. Now what that tells you is, this God of the Bible is not your authority. He's actually your child. You're the parent to this God of the Bible. So there's a head game. They kind of raced all this out. Okay? You got trapped into physical bodies. See, in the Bible, they tell you fell into sin. When the reality is, you fell into skin. See, it's a play on words. You fell into bodies. Alright? And, we went from the ether realm, and we fell into the physical realm, into the material realm. And see, people don't understand the science of alchemy because you were never taught it. And we're going to break down alchemy. What is a demon? And where did it come from? And we shall continue, and I'll be back. Yes. How's it going, guys and goddesses? Today we're going to basically discuss what a demon is, where they come from, how did they get here, and why are they here, basically. As you can see right here, this right here is a demonic entity. It kind of looks like a jellyfish, like a squid, like an octopus. Now I had one of these basically in my living room, and while I was sleeping on the floor in my living room, this thing would sit and its tentacles would try to latch around my foot, okay, and it was trying to drag me across the floor, like right in between, it's like basically when you're in REM sleep. They call it REM sleep. It's like a stage, right? You're asleep, but you're right on the verge of waking up. There's an area right here where you're conscious, but you're still dreaming. Okay, right at that point is where you can see these entities. Okay, but you have to, your pineal gland can pick them up, but your physical eyes don't necessarily see them. The reason why you see them is because your mind's eye can pick them up, and you can see them through your mind's eye. You can actually see them, man. And they kind of look like electromagnetic fields, and they have tentacles. And what they try to do is they try to sit on your crown chakra and feed on your energy. Now, if you're walking around and you're feeling tired, you're feeling irritable, you're feeling drained, you're feeling in a negative mood, chances are you have one of these entities sitting on your crown chakra. Now, these entities can grow to cover whole entire communities. And what happens is they'll absorb the energy of the whole community. And anywhere where you have like a community of people where they have high suicide rates, chances are it's because, you know, it's these jellyfish-like entities, these little demonic entities that are basically covering the whole entire community, absorbing the energy, feeding off everybody's energy, and it puts you in a depressed state to where you start to hate life, you're feeling negative, and you know, you got these kids, they're cutting their wrist, and suicide rates go through the roof. And a lot of people think that this is due to mental illness. It has nothing to do with mental illness, man. It's these entities. Problem is, people are not aware of them because you can't see them with the physical eyes. Okay, you have to be third eye. You can see them through the third eye, through your mind's eye, but it's only at a certain state that you can actually see these things. And I notice I see them clearly during a REM sleep state, because sometimes these things will try to lock you. You know, people call it sleep paralysis. Doctors might call it sleep paralysis, but really what it is it's these entities, and they operate through a magnetic field, and they'll try to lock you down by means of a magnetic field, and they'll try to sink in with you and try to invade your aura field, and they try to get you right when you're sleeping. Okay, there's a certain stage where these entities can come through. It's kind of where your defenses are at its lowest point, and it's generally at a certain point in your sleep state. But we're going to break this down. We're going to break down where these demons come from, how they get here, and the origins of these things, so you can be well aware of what you're up against, because the U.S. government is basically ushering these things in through CERN. Okay, CERN is a hadron collider, and what they're doing is they're colliding electrons, protons. You know, they're colliding little small particles in this hadron collider. What they're doing is they're spinning them around in it's what they call a synchrotron. And they speed these electrons around at the speed of light, then they collide electrons. But what CERN is doing is when they shoot those electrons at speed of light in a circular motion, basically what they're doing is they're stirring the ether. Okay, we're going to break down this whole ether. But when you stir the ether, okay, you're creating a portal. Okay, through these portals, low frequency, high frequency, all kinds of entities can come through this portal. Okay, and basically what CERN is doing is, see, at the North Pole, the North Pole is basically the South Pole, but through Alaska, energy vortex is in counterclockwise, and it goes to the center of the Earth, and at the center of Earth you have Archaean bacteria. Okay, Archaean bacteria basically comes from light particles. Okay, I'm probably going to be breaking this down in future videos, but basically what happened is CERN is basically opening up portals, and it's diverting this light energy that vortexes into the center of the Earth. They're vortexing, they're basically reconverting that energy through a portal that they create, and instead of this energy going to the core of the Earth, it goes through the portal that CERN creates, and these entities are now in our realm. Okay? They're running around, and the problem is these entities need a body, they need a host, and they're looking at people with low vibrations, people on alcohol, people on drugs, people who these little entities can sequence with. Okay, they're going to be hosts for these things, and as you know, a lot of people are going to think that they're going out of their mind, that they're schizophrenic, that they're mentally losing it. No, what it is you have these little entities latched onto your aura, and you got to learn how to basically get them off of you. And in order to do that, you have to be aware that they exist, because the problem is you can't see them with with your visible eyes, with your physical eyes. You can't see these entities because they travel as light frequencies. No different than if you're talking to someone on a cell phone. You can hear the person on the other end, but you can't see that radio wave that connects your phone to the other person's phone. That's a frequency. Okay? You can't see that connection from your phone to the person that you're talking to. You can't see the connection, the radio wave that connects those phones. You can't see it with the naked eye, but it's there. Okay? This is how these frequencies, how these demons operate. You can't see them, but they're there. Okay? You have to be aware of them. We're going to break this down. We shall continue. Yes, indeed. How's it going, everybody? Akah Ra. And as you can see, we have a parasitic entity. It's amazing how Hollywood depicts these characters. Because, you know, this right here is a demonic captain. I think this was one of the captains in of a ghost ship or something like that in Pirates of the Caribbean. I didn't exactly see the movie, but he's depicted as like he's got an octopus type of face or whatnot, and it's kind of like a demonic captain or something like that. And Hollywood, it's incredible how they use octopus, you know, for this character here. I mean, I guess it goes hand in hand. He's a sea captain or whatnot, but we're gonna get into, you know, like I said, demons. What are they? Where they come from? How they get here? Why are they here? We're going to break this down. This goes back to the science of alchemy. We're going to break down this whole universe. You know, the universe is made up of fields and energy. Okay? Energy is consciousness. And energy is what is how, you know, it transverses, should I say, or travels through the field. Okay? The field is what creates, once you take a field and make it dense, you can make it so dense that it actually becomes matter, actually becomes material. And energy is the life, it's the consciousness that travels through the field. Okay? There's a difference between energy and the field. Okay, now we'll get into this demon right here. Okay, a demon is a parasitic, electromagnetic conscious entity that dwells beneath the visible light spectrum on the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, this parasitic entity was unplugged or disconnected from the etheric realm of the true God. Okay, the Dogon call this entity Ogo, and the Gnostics call this entity Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth / Ogo also is the energy force, and like I said, Yaldabaoth, Ogo. We're going to break this down, but they're basically quasars. Quasars look like stars, but what they actually are baby galaxies that are birthed. They're birthed out of the core of the Milky Way. Okay? You got billions and billions of galaxies out here transversing the universe. And in the center of every one of these galaxies is a black hole. They call it a black hole. The Dogon call it a pulsar. And from the center of this black hole is where quasars are birthed, and then they shoot out of the black hole. And when they shoot out, they create stars. Okay, and that's what this Ogo did. He took a piece of his placenta and basically created the Earth and created the sun from that. But we're gonna break all this down. But these entities basically travel as light frequencies, electromagnetic frequencies. They basically travel as light. And light is the very beginning stage of matter, material things, material objects, because everything's created from energy. Everything's created from light. Okay? But this is amazing how Hollywood depicts these demonic characters, you know. This one is depicted as a jellyfish, and that's exactly what these demonic entities are. They're basically jellyfish, they're basically octopuses, squids, you know, and they basically swim through the ether. And we're going to break all this down because, see, NASA, you know, the films, you know, when they catch these electromagnetic frequencies flying around in outer space. Empty space is basically like an ocean. It's basically what they call the ether. When you condense ether, the first element that's produced from ether is hydrogen. Hydrogen is the key ingredient to water. So when you look at single cell organisms in a microscope and then look at these entities floating around up in space, they look exactly the same. So basically these entities are like single cell organisms, and they can get merged at the center of the earth and they create prokaryotes. Prokaryotic organisms are the basis of all life on this planet. All your trees, all your animals, humans, to your insects, are all created from prokaryotic organisms. Okay, we're going to break that down. And this is all the basis of alchemy. But we're going to break these demons down, man, because, you know, they're all around you. Problem is, you can't see demons with the physical eyes, but you can see them from the third eye at a stage of REM sleep. REM sleep is a point of sleep to where you're still dreaming, but you're conscious. You're awake at the same time. You're awake and asleep at the same time. It's like you're at the borderline between sleep and wake cycle. In between the sleep and wake cycle, there's a frequency, because your pineal gland can pick up on this frequency, because your pineal gland, you know, like when you visualize a thought in your mind, okay, you can see it in your mind's eye, but nobody else can see your thoughts, but you can see them. Okay, when you can see a thought in your mind, basically what you're doing is you're visualizing things in what they call the etheric realm. Excuse me. I got a sun gaze, so I feel a magnetic field in my mouth, so it's really difficult for me to talk at the moment. But anytime you can visualize a thought, you can see it in your mind's eye, because your mind's eye is formulating that thought. It's putting together the picture. Okay. Now, from your mind's eye, you can see dream state. You can see ideas. You can visualize, you know, things in your mind. Okay. The trick is you got to be able to differentiate your thoughts from a demon, because the same etheric field that you can formulate thoughts from is the same field that these demons transverse with. And there's a like I said, there's a point in between your sleep-wake cycle. Right in between sleep and wake is when you're in a dream state. In a dream state, you're in it. Your mind's eye is basically visualizing the ether, and it's at that state you can see these demons. Okay, and you can also meditate and put yourself in that, basically in REM sleep. You know, sleep-wake cycle. You're conscious, but you're dreaming at the same time. At that moment is where you can pick up on these entities. Okay, it travels electromagnetic frequencies, and your brain emits electromagnetic frequencies. We're going to get into this. Okay, we're going to continue here. Okay, this right here is the Kraken, as depicted in Hollywood movies. Okay, and we're going to break down this Kraken here a little bit. Okay. The Nordic Kraken appears in the 1981 film, taking the place of the actually Greek Cetus Satia. In this movie, it is the pet of Poseidon, and Zeus orders it to destroy Argos. Okay, now Zeus is the one that basically controls this Kraken. Now, if you watch previous videos on my channel, Zeus is Yahweh. Okay? That's Yahweh. That's actually Enlil, the Anunnaki. Yahweh, Enlil, Zeus, they're all the same entity. Okay, Zeus is also Jesus, which break, you know, like Christians tell you, God is both Father and Son. So God is Zeus and Jesus, Father and Son. They're actually the same entity. It's all a head game, man. Okay. Is a pet of Poseidon. Zeus orders it to destroy Argos to punish Chryseis, the king of Argos, from casting his wife and Perseus into the sea. Okay, the goddess of the sea, Thetis, then unleashed it in the city of Joppa, as excuse to punish Perseus, Andromeda was offered to be sacrificed on Thetis' decree as Poseidon releases the Kraken. Okay, now Poseidon is actually Enki. Okay, Enki's the father of Thoth. Okay, but you know they flip this around. Okay, they try to say it was Poseidon releasing the Kraken. The Kraken was actually under the control of Enki, and then Enlil came and got control of it, or Zeus got control of it. Perseus slayed it with Medusa's head, which turned it into stone. Okay, and here we go. We got more here. Let me scroll it up. Here, the Kraken appears in the 2010 remake as an adversary of Perseus. Okay, the Kraken is seen in the beginning when the narrator explains Hades created it to slay the Titans. Like Yaldabaoth, he was tricked to rule the underworld. Okay, it is assumed that Zeus forced Hades to lock up the Kraken so it wouldn't harm anyone. The Kraken was released on Argos to destroy it, but Perseus slayed it with Medusa's head, which is made of stone. Okay, and here you go. Which god controls the Kraken? See, this right here is key. Which god controls the Kraken? Okay, Zeus is Enlil, who is Yahweh, who is Jehovah. A basic story in the modern Clash of the Titans movie, the Kraken is a Titanic era monster which is under the control of the great god Zeus, who can summon the Kraken or order the release of the Kraken. Okay, this is key, because if Zeus is Yahweh and Yahweh controls the Kraken, Yahweh uses the Kraken to attack humanity. Okay? Get out of line with Yahweh, he's going to attack you with the Kraken. Okay, we're going to tie all this together. Because see, right now, this is all folklore. This is all supposed myth. Okay? There's no such thing as myth. This is reality. Okay? These mythical stories that they try to write off as myth, it's reality. Okay? We're going to break this down. I'm going to show you how real this actually is. Now, they depict it in movies to make you think that this is just some fictional stuff. No, this is reality. Okay? Straight up reality. Okay? And we're going to continue on. We're going to continue on. And we're going to break this down step by step. And I'll be back. Yes. Okay, we're back. Alright, as stated in the previous video, okay, the Greeks created Serapis Christus, who would later be transformed into Zeus and later Jesus. Zeus and Jesus are the same entity. I broke that down in the previous, go on my channel. The letter J conspiracy. Okay. As you can see right here, depicted. Okay. This right here is Serapis Christus. I think he was created around 300 BC by Ptolemy. Okay, Ptolemy, the Ptolemaic bloodline is the bloodline that runs the planet today. We call them the Illuminati. All right, the Illuminati come from a tribe of genetically engineered human beings that we call Tamahu. Now, these Tamahu were engineered without melanin. Melanin absorbs ultraviolet high frequency energy. Okay? If you don't have melanin, then you're going to be reflecting ultraviolet frequency. You can't absorb it. And the purpose of creating these Tamahu without melanin, the sole purpose was they were creating avatars for these demonic entities. Okay? What they would do is they create these clones, these avatars. They create them from the DNA of the Bantu people. They create these clones, and then they can take demonic spirits and house them into these clones, into these avatars, and these bloodlines were specifically engineered to house demonic entities. Now, some of these demonic entities, some people call them the Greys. I mean, you have a variety of them. You got the Greys, you got reptilians, Uh, you got some humanoid type of demonic entities, and you know they come here as light entities, and they need a body, a meat suit, okay, in order to to inhabit into the existence. Okay, some of them operate in such a low frequency that they need a body in order to come up in frequency. Okay, so you had some renegade Atlanteans. What they did was they started jacking around with the genetic code, and they created the Tamahu. Okay, Tamahu are basically a genetically engineered bloodline who are basically today's Illuminati. All right, and these people were engineered without melanin, and if you don't have melanin, then you're susceptible to demonic possession. Now, anybody can be possessed by a demon. Okay, people with melanin. Okay, if you get on GMO food, you drink fluoridated water. Let me see. Take drugs, prescription drugs, drink, smoke. Okay, any of these type of activities will diminish your aura field. Okay, you have electrical field around you that protects you. Okay, and the stronger your aura field is, the harder it is for a demon to actually latch onto you and try to possess you. As a matter of fact, you can short a demon out because they are electromagnetic frequencies. And it's just kind of like on a circuit board. If you put too much energy into a circuit board, it will short out. Okay. Now, when these demons try to latch onto you, your frequency is too high, you can short them out. Okay, you can zap them out, kind of like what do you call a firefly? You know, when it hits one of those little lamps and they get zapped in the lamp. I forgot what they call those lamps, but you know, it's like a lamp that kills bugs. You set it outdoors, you know, mosquitoes, flies, all kinds of flying insects. They get drawn to the light, and then they run into the lamp, and then they get zapped. Okay, well, you can build your aura up to be just like that lamp. And when these demonic entities or any other entity tries to basically prey on you or parasite on you, you can zap them out. Okay, we'll get into that, and that's basically drawing energy from the sun. The sun is a big old ether lamp. You draw energy in. Okay, you stare into the sun. Let that energy, because your pineal gland is connected directly to your prostrate, or your pineal gland is connected directly to your genitals. You take the ether into the eyes, and it gets stored into the genitals. Then what you do is, when you get in a aroused state, sexually aroused state, you can tap into that energy, and you can breathe it, basically breathe it up to your chest. Okay, and then you inhale it up into your chest, and when you exhale, you push the energy into your stomach, into your intestinal area. Okay, and that energy can get distributed all throughout your body. And once you can master this technique, you will no longer have to eat. Basically, you can basically live as a breatharian, and that's basically what you're doing. You're basically becoming what they call a breatharian, doing breathing techniques. You're just basically living off the ether, off the cosmic energy, and we're going to break into that. Okay, but the purpose of taking that cosmic energy and storing it into your stomach, because the stomach area is what distributes all the energy to your cells all throughout your body. And what happens is cells is what stores the light. It converts the ether to light. This light creates your auric field around you, and it can ward off demonic entities, basically. Okay, and that's basically what you want to do. Now, the closer when you intake substance or food, you want your food to be closest to the ether as possible. Okay, food in a solid state. Okay, that's energy that's been diffracted. That's ether that's been diffracted to its lowest state. So what you want to do is you want to try to liquefy your food. You know, try to liquefy your food, or eat more plant vegetables, because they absorb more etheric energy, because plants absorb their energy directly from the sunlight. Okay, the sun is connected to the ether. I mean, it's basically the ether lamp. And the only reason why you can see the sun with the naked eye is because if you go outside the earth, you go out in the empty space, you wouldn't be able to see the sun. It's black. But the reason why you can see it is because the ether hits the earth's magnetic field, and that ether gets it lowers in frequency, and then it goes from a gamma state to the ultraviolet state. Well, actually it goes from an etheric state to a gamma state to an X-ray state to the ultraviolet state to an infrared state. Well, I don't want to say infrared, but to ultraviolet state to the visible light state. That ether gets diffracted to visible light to where we can actually see the sun. But if you was to go out into deep space, you couldn't see the sun. The sun is a black etheric lamp, and we're going to break that down. And the sun connects directly to the Sirius star. Actually, it connects to Sirius B. Sirius B is a dark star that you cannot see, and it absorbs the Sirius B absorbs its energy from Sirius A. Sirius A gets its energy from the center of the galaxy. So we're plugged in to the core of the galaxy through Sirius B and through Sirius A. Our sun is the sister sun to Sirius. Okay. Now, the Greeks created Serapis Christus. Serapis was created from Osiris. Okay. Serapis Christus would later be transformed into Zeus. Okay. They flip all these gods around. Okay. Zeus is actually Enlil. And the Roman Catholic Church, or should I say the Greeks, took Zeus and created Iesus, which means, basically in Greek, means Hail Zeus. Iesus, when King James translated the Bible, he translated from the Greek translation. So he took Iesus and converted it into Jesus, Jupiter Zeus. Because the letter J did not come into the alphabet to the year 1524. So Jesus is he was basically invented. The name Jesus was basically created in the year when King James translated the New Testament. He's the one that created Jesus. He created from the Greek translation Iesus, which means Hail Zeus. Okay? And the whole Jesus concept is a composite of this Serapis and Yeshua of the Hebrew text. So they took Serapis and Yeshua. They took basically Zeus and Yeshua and created a whole other character called Jesus, who was supposed to be the son of Zeus. So, you know, now God is both Father and Son. See, that's where that whole concept comes from. Okay, Serapis Christus, aka Zeus, was a Greek composite of the Egyptian god Osiris. Okay, Zeus is Enlil of the Anunnaki and Yahweh of the Bible. As it tells you right here, Enlil, Marduk, Zeus. And see, Marduk is also the son of Enki. Okay? But you know, like they got Marduk being Enlil on this chart, but Enlil and Zeus are one and the same. And as we scroll down here, Enlil is the biblical God. Okay, these beings realizing that they need to fix the human condition in order to be allowed to reach their own next spiritual level. Okay, the Hebrew text is basically a takeoff of this Sumerian text, where Enlil is actually Yahweh. Okay, Zeus is depicted as Jesus, which is why today's church, God is both Father and Son, as I said previously. Okay, Enlil. This right is a YouTube video you can check out. It's called Enlil, Ancient Alien, the Biblical God, and Anunnaki Connection. You can look that up on YouTube. Okay, I'm not really going to get too deep into that. Okay, but I will. We're gonna get it. I'm just showing you how this all comes together. Okay, the Greeks stole ancient texts from Egypt. Okay, so the whole Bible, whole New Testament, all that comes out of Egypt, man. Okay, because the Greeks set up the Alexandria Library, and they stole the papyruses out of the temples, and then they stored them in the Alexandria Library. And basically, Alexander the Great, they say he burnt down the library, but what I think what happened was the Romans ransacked the library, stole all the papyruses out of Alexandria. Then they burned down the Alexandria Library, and then all these papyruses were transported over to Constantinople, Turkey, and later to be transferred to the Vatican in Rome. So all of these papyruses are in underground vaults underneath the Vatican. Okay. The Greeks stole ancient texts from Egypt. These ancient texts were housed in the Alexandria Library in Egypt. Romans conquered the Greeks and stole papyruses from the Alexandria Library, which today resides beneath the Vatican of the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, so right here it tells you what secrets are hidden inside Pope's Vatican secret archives. Okay, we're going to get into some dirt here, because the Vatican is agents to Yahweh. Okay, the Pope, all of them are Tamahu, who were part of the Illuminati, who were engineered in Atlantis for the purpose of housing demonic spirits into their body, into their avatar. So you look at these people, and you think that they're human beings, but they're not. They're not human. They're actually just meat suits for demonic entities. Okay? You can't see them because these demonic entities control them. You know, they sequence with their DNA. We're going to break all that down because your DNA is a light code. And it's important. It's super important that you understand how everything operates. But before we get to that, we got to break this down. Okay? What secrets are hidden inside Pope's Vatican secret archives? Okay, this right here is the website right here. I don't know if you can see it. But if not, you can just Google what secrets are hidden inside Pope's Vatican secret archives. Okay, what is hidden in those archives could change forever the history of humanity. See, this was taken from this article right here, www.magicalrecipesonline.com, whatever. Okay, what is hidden in those archives could change forever the history of humanity. It seems that researchers are granted access to the non-dangerous parts of the archives. However, even in these sections, there are books which raise questions why the church accumulated them. Okay, the Roman Catholic Church accumulated these particular books. For example, the Red Dragon, Dragon Rouge, also known as the Gospel of Satan. Okay, a dangerous grimoire of black magic is in the secret archives, discovered in Solomon's tomb in Jerusalem and transferred to the Vatican. It is believed that the grimoire is written by the devil himself, containing rituals to summon demons and make pacts with the dark forces. The very book is believed to be fireproof. Okay? Now, the Roman Catholic Church is a satanic sanctuary for the Illuminati, and their god is Yahweh, aka Zeus. Okay, the Illuminati are a genetically engineered bloodline that lack melanocytes in the skin, who were created in Atlantis for the mere purpose of being avatars for demonic destroyer entities a la reptilians and greys. Okay, this is how they depict them. But these reptilians and greys actually travel with light frequencies, and when they materialize, when you see them materialize, they look like, you know, the reptilians look like kind of like lizard people, and these greys kind of look like you know, the typical space alien. Okay, people say they're being abducted by aliens. They always say they're abducted by greys. Okay, these greys are electromagnetic demons. Okay, and like they can communicate through the ether, and they can materialize by means of your third eye. So I'm saying your third eye can pick up on them, and they can materialize right before you. From what I gather, from what I'm understanding. Now, I had a big old orb. Okay, I was, again, REM sleep. I was in the middle of REM sleep, and I couldn't move. You know, I felt like I was trapped in some kind of magnetic field, and I had this orb trying to scan my body, but it had me trapped in some kind of crazy magnetic field, and it was standing over me. It was about the size of a beach ball, and standing over me, and it was trying to scan my body, man. Okay, now these orbs are conscious entities. It could just be how a soul, when a soul leaves, a person just died or someone might have died and their soul leaves, you know, a lot of people say the soul is seen as an orb. Okay? Now I don't know if this thing was a human or a demonic entity or what, but whatever it was, it had me trapped. Could not move. Now see, scientists try to say that this was sleep paralysis. Man, this was no sleep paralysis. I was trapped in some kind of crazy magnetic field and I could not move. Okay, whatever this thing was had me locked. And I had to, practically had to force myself up out of that thing, man. And then once I came out of REM sleep, because I was fully aware of what was going on, okay? I was completely aware. I was right there in my living room, and that thing was standing right over top of me, man. I mean, trying to scan my whole body, and I could not move. I was like locked in some kind of crazy magnetic field trap. But this thing was trying to scan me, and I don't know what its intent was. I don't know if it was. I just don't know what its intent was. All I know was it had me locked down, had me trapped, and it was trying to scam me. It was making this crazy clicking sound, kick, kind of weird clicking sound as it was trying to. I feel like it was just trying to scam me, man. I mean, I don't know what its purpose was, but I didn't let it. I had to break up out of that, man. That was kind of crazy. Okay. Now, like I said, these Greys and these reptilians try to host themselves. These Tamahu right here were the avatars, okay, to host these demons, okay. Now we're going to break this down, but you know, today's scientists today are basically trying to take consciousness and house them into robots, okay. They call this artificial intelligence. As a matter of fact, the U.S. government has a program called the Avatar Project. Okay, it's by DARPA's Avatar Project, and they say they will put $7 million into robot surrogates. So in other words, what they're doing is they can take consciousness and put it into a robot, transfer it into a robot. Okay, and this consciousness can basically operate the robot. I mean, it's almost like you take someone's soul and put it into a robot. And the person that's inhabiting that robot will move and think, you know, this is his body. This metal body is his body, and he can operate. I mean, it's crazy, man, but it's called DARPA's Avatar Project, okay? Okay, hold on, man, let me see. DARPA's Avatar Project will put $7 million into robot surrogates. U.S. military agency DARPA has a $7 million budget allocation for the Avatar Project, which aims to advance telepresence to allow soldiers to work through robotic surrogates. Okay, Pentagon's Project Avatar, same as the movie, but with robots instead of aliens. Okay, I'm going to read this part right here. As you can see right there. Hold on. In the agency's $2.8 billion budget for 2013 unveiled on Monday, they've allotted $7 million for a project titled Avatar. The project's ultimate goal, not surprisingly, sounds a lot like the plot of the same name but much more expensive flick. According to the agency, the Avatar program will develop interfaces and algorithms to enable a soldier to effectively partner with a semi-autonomous bipedal machine and allow it to act as the soldier surrogate. Okay. And the government also has another thing called remote viewing, okay, where people can tap into the ether and they can spy on governments. They can do all kinds of crazy stuff, man. By you know, they're doing out-of-body experiences. They're doing meditations and all kinds of stuff. But this, they call it remote viewing, and we're probably gonna break that down too, man. Okay. Now, the U.S. government. Okay. Now where the U.S. government get their ideas for doing this Project Avatar? Okay. Well, the U.S. government got the idea for Project Avatar from stolen Egyptian texts, primarily the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and stolen Buddhist texts. All right. So in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, Thoth could create a body and take his spirit and house himself in that body and walk into the avatar of the body. Okay? He will also take the spirit of an Ajiji, take the energy of an Ajiji, you know, kill his body and then house the spirit into another body. Okay? I mean, the ancestors were deep, man. Okay, but they discussed that in the Emerald Tablets. Also Buddha, as you can see right there, Buddha. Avatar of Vishnu in what's called Vaishnava Hinduism. The historic Buddha, or Gautama Buddha, is considered to be an avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu. Okay? Of the 10 major avatars of Vishnu, Vaishnavites believe Gautama Buddha to be the 9th and most recent incarnation. Okay? There it is right there. See, that's Buddha. See, avatars is nothing new. What the ancestors were doing, they were creating clones, and they could take a soul and house it into avatar. Now the way they would create these clones is through a science called wave genetics or bioholograms. Okay, it's called wave genetics or bioholograms. Okay, we're going to break this down, but basically the whole thing in a nutshell, what they could do is they could take microwaves, shine it through a crystal. Okay, low energy microwave, shine it through a crystal onto an animal. Okay, copy the DNA code of that animal. Okay, and then shine it onto a pregnant woman. Shine that DNA code of the animal onto a pregnant woman. And this woman will give birth to a hybrid of that animal and a human. And this is how they were creating their Homo erectuses, how they were creating the Neanderthal, how they was creating the Sasquatch, the Yeti, the urine. Okay? They were creating them from wave genomics using frequencies of light. We're going to break all this down. We're going to break all this down. And we shall continue, and I will be back, people. I will definitely be back. All right, I'm back, everybody. Back on the Catholic Church. There's an author by the name of William H. Kennedy. He wrote a book called Lucifer's Lodge, Satanic Ritual Abuse in the Catholic Church. Alright, in this book here, he details the pedophilia rings of these Catholic priests all around the world. And they start abusing young boys, young girls in these little sex rituals. Satanic sex rituals, basically. As you see right here, you got Enki versus Enlil. This right is the Anunnaki. Enki was Poseidon. He's the one that set up Atlantis. When Atlantis fell, he took, right before the fall of Atlantis, he moved over to Kemet, Egypt, him and Thoth, his son Thoth, and they set up the Egyptian dynasties. Enki was the first ruler. Before the king's list, you have the gods that rule the world. And Enki and Enlil was one of the gods. These are the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are also the Egyptian pantheon. They're also the Buddhist pantheon, the pantheon of India. All the pantheons all over the world, were set up. We're basically discussing the Anunnaki. Each civilization had a different name for the gods of the Anunnaki, but they're all the same. In other words, Quetzalcoatl, Buddha, Vishnu, supposedly Jesus, Thoth of Egypt, Hermes of the Greek. They're all the same entity. It's just each civilization or each genetically engineered avatar race that was engineered had a different name, but they're all the same God. But Western science today try to say each one of these gods are all different. They're all different. like Thoth, Hermes, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Vishnu. I can go around on a list. They're not the same person, but they're the same person. Quetzalcoatl, Hermes, Thoth, Ningajita, Merlin, the magician. That's all symbolic of Thoth. Jesus, the Christ, even Satan, who was trying to give man the light in the Bible. All that's Thoth, because Thoth is represented by the double snakes going up. It's called the caduceus. We're going to get into that when we get into the science of what the caduceus actually means. They're talking about currents of energy going up a pole, the yin and yang. But you had Enki, who set up ancient Kemet, and then you had Enlil, and most of your organized religion is based around Enlil. Enlil is a commander god who is basically Yahweh of the Bible. Okay? Well, anyway, the Catholic Church worships Enlil, aka Yahweh, aka Zeus. Okay, Zeus controls the Kraken, which is these demonic entities. Okay? I'm going to break this down because I'm showing you the relationship between the Catholic Church and these jellyfish entities, and how the Catholic Church works with CERN to usher these entities in, and they're basically using these entities to terraform the planet. You know, like I said, the Tamahu is run by reptilians, you know, electromagnetic demons that basically house themselves in the body of these Tamahu avatars who front off as Illuminati. These Illuminati, they basically keep their bloodline pure through incest, and they do these satanic rituals because these lower vibrational entities need to feed on a certain frequency of energy. They have to feed on this energy, and they basically do it through you know, ritual abuse, human sacrifice, S&M, anything that's dealing with what you call torture or abuse. When you torture somebody, you're basically destroying their aura field, through pain and through suffering. That lowers the frequency of your aura field. It dampens your shield, and then these spirits can come in. They can latch onto you, and then they can use you as a host. Okay. That's why, you know, the government uses MK Ultra. It's basically the host demons. Get people to give up their soul, torture them to a point to where, you know, their aura field is completely diminished, and then they attach a demon onto their victim. And, you know, they try to say that these people are mentally ill, or, because of torture and abuse, that they become mentally ill. But no, what it is their aura field has been diminished to where their soul doesn't have any protection. So these lower frequency entities can come in and take them over and use them as a host. And it's the Catholic Church that's ushering in these demons to basically terraform the planet, because the Catholic Church is run by demons. It says you see them as human beings, but really what they are, they're Tamahu avatars for demonic entities. Okay? Well, anyway, Zeus controls the Kraken. That means Yahweh is the one that controls the demon. Okay? Now this demon ties back to Yaldabaoth / Ogo. Okay? This goes back to the Dogon tribe. This also goes back to the Gnostics. Okay? The Dogon tribe discussed Ogo, who broke out of the pleroma of the black hole. Forgive me, everybody. Again, a sun gaze, electromagnetic. And my mouth feels so electromagnetic. It's really hard to talk. But anyway, Ogo broke out of the core of the galaxy. Ogo is symbolic of a quasar. Okay? Quasars are miniature galaxies, and when they break out, they can produce stars within the galaxy, and then they break off, and then they start generating stars and forming their own galaxy. And all these galaxies are interconnected through a Birkeland current. And basically the way that works is, if you read, we're going to break this down, but these Birkeland currents are all interconnected, and this is like the riverway when you die, this is a riverway for souls to travel from galaxy to galaxy. Okay, it's all tied by a magnetic field. It's called a Magellanic Bridge. But anyway, this is where you get those stories of what they call the Greeks, where you had the ferryman. You know, he's in Egypt it was Anubis. He will usher the dead on the river currents, the souls. Okay, they're basically discussing the Birkeland currents that basically connect all galaxies, all stars. You travel when you die, your soul travels on those currents, and this is how you're able to travel the whole entire universe from current to current to current to current. We're gonna break all this down. Well, anyway, Zeus controls the Kraken, therefore Yahweh, God of the Bible, controls the Kraken. So Yahweh, the God of the Bible, is the one that uses these demons for anybody that doesn't obey him in order to get you to be loyal to him. What he does through the Catholic Church is they usher in these demons, okay, and then they lash these demons on people. You know, they create a bunch of fear, war, terror, chaos. They start wars. They finance terror, chaos, witch hunts, all this other stuff to generate fear. Fear lowers people in their aura field. And then once they get you in a fear state, then these spirits can come in, latch onto your aura, and overtake you. Okay? But they have to lower your aura field. Okay, like I said, fear does it, torture, pain, suffering, all that keeps your aura field weak. Okay? You have to charge your aura field up by going outside barefoot, staring into the sun. Well, anyway, the Catholic Church ushers in these demons, and they do it through CERN. Okay, the energy when the vortex is down. Okay, they create portals to basically divert this energy through the portal, and then these spirits come in, and then they're put into our realm, and then they're running rampant, and all these spirits that come in through that portal are looking for hosts. And it's the Catholic Church tied in with CERN, tied in with the military-industrial complex, the media, the pharmaceutical industry. They're all tied in with the Catholic Church. Okay, we're going to break that down. But anyway, like I said, the Catholic Church, via the means of Yahweh, usher in demons, put demons on people, and then the Catholic Church, who put the demon on you, comes in as the Savior and does an exorcism to exorcise the demon off of you. And then once you clear the demon, okay, you're thinking that it was by the means of Yahweh. Yahweh is the one that saved you. When in reality, it's Yahweh who controls the Kraken, is the one that put the demon on you to begin with. Because this Yahweh is a jealous commander God, and he's really enlil of the Anunnaki. Okay? This is the head game, man. They're playing on you, man. Okay? And you have to be aware of what's going on. Now, we're going to break into the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is a satanic sanctuary, and they're the ones ushering in these demons, as you're going to clearly see right here. Okay? Okay. Right here, let me go back over this. Okay, the Catholic Church worships Enlil, aka Yahweh, aka Zeus. Zeus controls the Kraken. Therefore, Yahweh, God of the Bible, controls the Kraken. Okay? The Catholic Church, utilizing a form of extortion, aka good cop, bad cop, ushers in and then uses demons to attack humanity with. Then the Catholic Church brings in its priests to save humanity from these same demons in a plot to get humanity to surrender and give worship, faith, and loyalty to this jealous God who attacked them to begin with, a la Yahweh, the jealous God of the Bible. Alright? Now, the evidence of this is a book called Lucifer's Lodge, Satanic Ritual Abuse in the Catholic Church, and the author's name is William H. Kennedy. Now, he was working with, this is the same author that we used to work with a journalist named Gary Webb, who the government basically killed him and blamed it on him committing suicide or whatnot. But Gary Webb's the one that exposed George Bush, who was running the CIA, Ronald Reagan, Oliver North. He exposed them in the CIA trafficking of drugs. CIA was created by Wall Street bankers. Okay, anyway, he exposed the CIA was behind the drug trafficking. Again, legal drugs, cocaine, crack cocaine, going into the hood. Now these people start smoking that crack, automatically you become an addict. Okay, once you get on them drugs literally destroy your aura. So now your shield is gone because of the drugs. Now these demons, they can just put demons on you, man. You know what I'm saying? The crackhead walk around talking to himself. He's seeing all this crazy stuff because he's been hijacked by a demon. All right, and basically the book discusses. Let me get into the book here. Okay, the current priest sex scandal in the Roman Catholic Church, okay, has sent shockwaves throughout the world. However, mainstream media outlets hardly touched upon the fact that many of the accused priests were involved in satanic ritual abuse as part and parcel of their sexual abuse of children and women. Okay, Lucifer's Lodge covers the sick careers of several abusive priests who employed devil worship and arcane rites as part of their sexual abuse. So these priests are devil worshippers. Okay? So, like I said, the game is complete extortion. Okay, they go around here abusing all these little children, and then they usher in these demons, house them in these kids. See? Because they're the ones trying to terraform this planet. Okay? And it's a covert war against you. That's why they put GMO in the food, and as you're going to soon see, the Catholic Church is tied in with GMO. They're tied in with the pharmaceutical industry. They're tied in with the military-industrial complex. Now, why is the so-called Church of God involved with the pharmaceutical industry and the military-industrial complex? Unless, of course, they're the demons. Okay? Now, I'm not saying everybody that's part of the Catholic Church is demonic. Little brainwash maybe, but not everybody's not demonic. It's just like everybody who's a Mason is not demonic. The lower tier Masons are just like anybody else. It's the ones at the very top of the scheme. Those are the demons. They're the ones that pull the strings. And they're the ones doing all these crazy rituals because these demonic entities need blood. That's why they do these human sacrifices of these abducted kids. You know, if you look across, man, you know, they got young kids being trafficked for sex trafficking, all these missing children, you know, by the hundreds of thousands every year just go missing. Okay, well, it's these people right here. These Illuminati demons are the ones that are abducting these kids and using them for ritual, you know, for demonic rituals. Okay, whether it's sex rituals or human sacrifice, man. Okay, and we're going to break this down because, see, we're going to get into the power of prayer and how prayer, you know, just giving your attention and putting prayer on something is actually sending in energy. So when you pray to this Yahweh, who is really, you know, he's a destroyer entity. He's a jealous God. And, you know, if you read the Gnostics, you know, they done made Enlil and Yahweh one and the same, but they're really two different entities. Enlil is a destroyer God, because in the universe you have destroyer, creator. Okay? You got the guys to come in and create, and you got the guys to come in to destroy. So, you know, it's the creation destruction element. It's the creation destruction energies. This is the life cycle. You know, you get the new, and then the new gets old, and the destroyer energy comes in, kills the new, it gets old, it dies off, and then the creator energy comes in, brings in something new, then the destroyer energy comes in, and lets it die off. See, this is how the cycle of the universe is. It's just basically renewal energy. And you have two sets of gods. You have the creator gods and you have the destroyer gods. The creator gods come in and build up. The destroyer gods come in and destroy. And then the creator gods come in and build up. The destroyer gods come in and destroy. Okay? So, you know, Enlil is a destroyer god. And he uses demonic, lower frequency energies to destroy. That's one of his weapons. Okay? So, you know, you had a battle between creator and destroyer. So you got to make a choice. Are you a creator or are you a destroyer? Okay? I choose to be a creator. Okay? That's what I choose to be. Because in reality, nothing can be destroyed. Everything this goes back to the source, which is the ether, because everything's created from energy. So nothing ever gets destroyed. All it is this energy taking form, and then it unravels itself, and then takes another form, unravels itself, takes another form. So this is get the creation, destruction. So it materializes, then dematerializes. Materializes, then dematerializes. This is how the universe works. It goes to physical, back to energy. Energy to physical, physical back to energy. Okay? It's just the natural process of the universe. But it's just how recycle goes. But these priests are destroyer priests. They worship the destroyer God, and they're agents to this destroyer God. And this destroyer God wants to destroy. Okay? And it's for these lower, basically it's these lower frequencies that's behind the destruction, because they want to come up in frequency. Okay? And the only way they can come up from frequency is they have to come up through you. They need your body. Okay? They need your body. Alright? So the trick is, what you want to do is, you have to become an alchemist. And what you do is you take these lower frequency energies and you help them come up without allowing them to bring you down. This is where the science of alchemy comes in. You help these lower frequencies come up, but not let these frequencies bring you down. Because if you let these frequencies bring you down, okay, they're going to feed on you and bring you down to where they're at. And that's taking you away from true God. Okay? Now you want to increase your frequency and help this energy increase this frequency without it latching on you, sucking on you. You understand what I'm saying? Taking your energy away from you. You help it come up, so it will no longer be a threat. Okay? As long as it's a lower frequency energy, it needs your energy in order for it to survive, so it's going to prey on you. Now, this whole earthly existence is an evil existence. Okay? Because you have to kill something in order for you to live. Okay? You have to kill an animal. Animal got to kill something. There's something that the animal ate, has to go eat something. It's just a predatory world, and this is an evil existence created by this guy right here. Well, it's actually Ogo that created this earth, but it's this guy right here, Enlil, that maintains this earth, this basically prison. And what they do is they take these soul energies, bring them down here, and trap them here into the physical body. You fell into skin, and then what they do is this Enlil needs your energy to keep it powerful. So he has to keep you subservient to him. Okay? So he does that by setting up all, they're behind all these religious systems, all designed to pray to Yahweh. Yahweh is not the true God, okay? Because the true God wouldn't create this evil world to where you got to kill. Animal has to prey on another animal, has to prey on another animal. All the docile animals get eaten up by the predatory animals. And basically what you are is this, you're nothing but energy food for this Enlil, okay? You're just energy. And these demons need low frequency energy to feed on in order for them to survive. So guess what? Enlil created a world to where he has to keep you in a low frequency energy, to where you can't break past those. When you die, your soul can't break past those magnetic fields that surround the earth that we call the magnetosphere. And within the magnetosphere, you have some radiation belts called the Van Allen belts. Okay, your soul's electromagnetic energy. When you die, okay, there's a magnetic boundary around this earth. So when you die and try to get past that magnetic field boundary, if you're not operating at a high enough frequency, you're not going to get past those magnetic field boundaries. What's going to happen is, if you're not at a high enough frequency, you're going to hit those magnetic fields. That magnetic field is going to wipe your memory. Okay, we're going to break that down. It's going to wipe your memory. And then Yahweh is going to recycle you back here. Because all he's doing is recycling your energy. Okay? And he feeds on your energy. And he needs you to pray to him, to keep him strong so he can ascend. He's just going to take your energy so he can ascend. And he's going to leave you trapped here. Okay? So we're going to break this down. I mean, this is the conspiracy. what this is nothing but a destroyer god using your energy for his benefit. Now, the trick is you got to take control of your energy. You know, there's a big old sun. You got to channel that energy, make you stronger. Because the fact of the matter is, this Yahweh is not your God. This Yahweh is your child. Okay? You read the story of Zeus, the Olympians versus the Titans. The Titans were the parents to the Olympians. The Olympians brought the parents down in frequency and trapped them into physical bodies. That's your Bantu people of South Africa. And everybody here is a descendant of the Bantu. So guess what that means? That means the people, human beings on this planet, are the parent of Yahweh. He's not your God. You're his parent. Okay? You're his parent. He traps you here. Wipes your memory. That's why you don't remember your past. That's why, you know, my name is Akah Ra. Akah, Akashic. Ra, soul. Solar. Soul. Soul memory. You got to have a soul memory. Okay? Soul memory. You got to remember who you are. You're the parent to Yahweh. And we're going to continue as we break this down. Yes, yes, yes.